It is a beautiful morning in the mountains of southern Appalachia. Just lovely morning. You see the beautiful sunflowers behind me? They're all in bloom. A lot of other stuff's blooming too, of course, but I've been waiting on those sunflowers and now they're all in bloom. They're really, really beautiful. I'm out early this morning because I've got a big day ahead of me. I'm having company over tonight, which will be really nice, wonderful to fellowship and eat good food and spend time together. But between now and then, I've got a lot of things I need to do. I need to go to the post office. I've got a lot of things to ship today. I need to clean up my house, of course, and I need to think about what I'm going to cook for them. That's where I'm starting early out in the garden. There's a few things that need to be done, and then I want to pick a mess of beans so that I can serve them some fresh green beans straight from the garden. I know they will really, really enjoy that. There's a couple of things that I need to do up here. Like I said, I've got to pick some cucumbers, pick some squash, kind of tidy up a few places. But first I'm going to go down to the big garden and see if the peanut beans down there, I know we've only picked them one time this year so far, so I know there'll be beans down there that need to be picked, and they'll be really tasty too. We can have them for supper. Matt's already down there. He's been down there this morning working on the big tree that fell. He's been down there doing some sawing, so I'm going to head down there first and then make my way back up here. Well, Matt's went from sawing wood to digging taters, looks like. Ooh, those looks like some beautiful taters. We just wanted to, we're not going to dig them all today. We were just curious as to if we actually grew any down here. Because it has been so wet, we were kind of afraid that maybe they rotted. I've had some people tell me that their potatoes all rotted this year because of the wet weather. But how's it looking? The first one looks pretty good. Ooh, those are some big taters. And some little ones. That's always how it goes. That's good though. I need those for supper.
That's why I'm digging them out.
We are out of taters. I think I have one tater up at the house after last night's supper. I see that. Oakery's very, very tiny, but it's blooming. Kind of
There's Oakery on them.
Oh, is there Oakery on them? Wow. They're so tiny.
A day or two we'll be eating that.
Yep. Corn looks good. Our first planting of corn is all tasseling back there, so that's a good sign.
How many of these young?
That's plenty. I mean, if you want to quit right there, it's plenty. There's some of our beans. This may be the last picking for these beans. Normally, people just let them produce once and then pull them up, pull the plant up. And we kind of need to do that this time because the potatoes are right behind it and Matt wants to use the tractor to get them out. So, of course, it's going to, look at these right here, going to go over top of the beans.
Watch for them copper-headed rattlesnakes.
Copper-headed rattlesnakes? Yeah. Well, hopefully there's none in here.
Are we going to pull these plants?
I don't care. Pull them if you want to. What I did with my gloves.
If I do that, I can just pull them and come to the basket.
Fine with me. Put my clippers in the back of your truck, or I'll find them 2 years later down here where I left them. I'm bad to do that.
Along with the inside out shirt.
Yeah. You dug those new taters. Now I'm thinking we might ought to do green beans with potatoes in them, new taters in them. With some of them, or you can cut up the big ones, but with some of them on the small side.
Yeah.
These are nice and full. Here's your dog Olive.
Yeah.
Your best friend.
That's my partner in crime.
We do good gardening, but if we've got one vice, it's mine mostly, is that we plant things too close together, like having to tear these out for the potatoes. But it's just in the spring, it's just, you're so eager and everything's so wide open, you're just like, you need to remind yourself, or I do, it's all gonna close in on you about July. And all that open space you had will be no more. And part of it is all the years of growing on the goat bluff, we're still in the mindset, we ain't got much room, let's cram as much as we can. But down here we've got so much more room. See some bean bugs down here. I haven't seen any at home. Which makes me happy to tear up their little playhouse here.
Run that saw in that bigger, you saw in the bigger wood, and it done pretty darn good.
Oh, good. These are going to be good because they're so full, there can be some shellies in them. And really a pot of green beans with potatoes in them and some cucumber, and we ain't got no big tomato. We got some tomatoes and some cornbread. That's just a feast by itself. Add an ear of corn and it really would be. I guess we could pull those up and bring them back to the shade. They're not going to be as many on them, I don't guess.
You might be wrong.
Oh, really? So we ended up with almost a basket full. Plenty to eat for tonight with ample beans left over. Still so amazed that the corn stood back up. It's just so wonderful. Of course, I know in the past it's done that too. Doesn't it look good? This is the second planting. As you can see over here, that's what the tree took out, all of that right in there. There's one or two that kind of stood back up and have a little tassel on them. They might produce something. Most of them, though, were broke off down at the bottom. You can see most of them was just broke right at the base of the corn stalk when the tree fell on them.
2 or 3 days ago, when I come down here, I had to hunt to find one.
Oh, Matt's telling me there's more ears than there was just a day or so ago. So here's the little, you can see that's an ear right there. Ear of corn. And I can't believe how tall it's got. Like I was kind of, when it first, all of a sudden, yeah, when I first started noticing it, the first little tassel, I was like, it looks like miniature corn or something, Matt. Why is it so little? But I just needed to wait. Now look at it, it's way taller than I am. We just weeded the winter squash, it seems like. I guess it's been 3 or 4 days though, and they're already covered back up. But these just are not doing any good. This is the first time we've ever planted them right here, and I guess that's a sign to not plant them here again. Of course, we'll just let these grow and hope for the best. But normally by this time, they would just be covered, this whole place, or up at our house where we plant them, they would be covered. Now, we did plant some more up at our house, and I swear they're bigger than these.
Yeah.
And we planted them, what, a good month later? Yeah. A good month later. So they just don't like the area right here. Maybe we'll get a few things off of them, but they're not doing very good, and makes me want to say we're not even going to weed this no more, because it doesn't look like there's much of a point. Now that one over there, I bet that's one of the green and white striped. No, actually, with looking at the leaves, that's probably a Chambers pumpkin. Maybe that one will turn out to do something. I see some bees working on the flowers. Lots and lots of grapes down here. I've told Corey she needs to use all of these this year, that she will. Of course, if she can't use them all, I'll help her. They're not ripe yet, but I put up so much grapes last year, like made grape juice and canned just whole grapes, that I really don't need to do anything this year. The sea of jewelweed has just started blooming right there. It's that beautiful little delicate bloom, isn't it pretty? Some places in Cherokee County, here where I live, have wild jewelweed that's yellow. One of Matt's friends has it growing at his house, but we don't have any here. In fact, that was the first I'd ever seen when I seen it several years back. Isn't it pretty though? This orange is. And there's just a sea of it. There's another little bloom. Jewelweed, also called wild touch-me-nots, is a natural cortisone, so it works really great for bug bites, poison oak, things like that. When you break open the stems, especially these have not got really big enough yet, but when they get bigger, they'll have, like right there, it'll turn into kind of a knobby knot. But you can do more research on it, but it is a good medicinal plant. Matt and I stopped at the blueberry bushes for a snack. They're just now starting to get ripe.
They're good.
They are good. This is a good blueberry year. Not so good blackberry year. Our blackberries hadn't done good. Even the wild ones don't seem as good this year as usual. Blueberries, excellent though. Here's two of the winter squash we planted up here, and you can see they're so much better, so much healthier than the ones we planted down there. And we probably planted them a month later. Same thing with the okra. I don't see any blooms on this okra, but it's as big as that at the big garden that was planted well before it. Looks healthier too. More blueberries back here that need to be picked. I will help out with a few so I can eat them. This is one of the bush cucumbers we planted this year. There's a little cucumber. I've been seeing lots and lots of blooms, but not many cucumbers. Ah, right when I say that, there's one. It's my first one from this plant. That's great. I see another one too. Great. I think I'll sneak back out here later and pick some of these little Tommy toes just so I can put them on the table when we eat supper. Oh, looks like I've got a friend in the garden now. What you doing, boy? Yeah, those are bees. Oh my goodness, I see a big squash that we've somehow forgot and left. Probably way too big and tough, but the chickens will enjoy it. Lots of blooms on this one. So there'll be more. It's been producing squash pretty much every day. There's another good sized one. I see a big zucchini down here. Oh goodness, it's been hiding from me too. How can you look at a plant every day and then not see what you need to get? Granny though was asking for a big one. She wanted to put up some for zucchini bread, so I'll give this one to her. These cucumbers are doing good. I need to gather up enough. We've just been eating them, but to make some pickles. Whoops, I dropped that one. There's one that I've missed somehow. Now, if your cucumbers get too big for you, you can make some of Betty Jean Hogan. I have a video. She shows us how to make cucumber relish. Actually, the ones she uses gets way bigger than this, though. I mean, it's the ones that get so big they turn yellow. I'll link to that video, though, if you've not seen it. It's a delicious, delicious recipe. There's some of our little Matt's cherries getting ripe. My hands are dirty, but I'm going to eat them anyway. You can hear the bees just really working the cucumbers and the nasturtiums that's growing here. Our volunteer squash pumpkin or whatever it is continues to grow. There's the other little one. There's some more cucumbers. You can hear Ira. He's excited about the tomatoes. He's discovered he loves tomatoes. cucumbers on this side are just not doing as good. They started out poorly because this volunteer squash that I left, well, there's another big one down in there, was shading them out, and then after that they just never could catch up. Let's see what else is down in there. There's one. And I've cut this back and cut this back, but it's just going crazy. There's another one. I'm just not sure what they're... I think I grew, I need to research, but I think I grew a Cherokee, like one that Debbie gave me from Bryson Farm Supply, an heirloom one, and it turned brown, and it was kind of like a pumpkin. I mean, you know, that was the flavor of it, but it was shaped more oblong like a butternut. So maybe that's what that is. Maybe it's some weird cross that's happened in our garden. I know it come from compost that we put in here in early spring, but I need to pull it back from where it's encroaching because I want the cucumbers more than I want whatever strange thing it is. Down there's another one. That one don't look quite so oblong. Okay, I got to quit playing in the garden and go start breaking up my beans for tonight. So this is a pretty good harvest of cucumbers. If I did this another day or two in a row, I would have enough for a run of pickles. I'm going to give Granny the big one, big zucchini. Probably give the big squash because it won't be as flavorful. It'll just be tough to the chickens. They'll appreciate it though. So not bad just for a few minutes harvest time. Well, especially when you think about the potatoes and the green beans that we already got. So I'm back to where I started. Got a lot done this morning, and now I can go in and tackle all my other tasks. The garden is just booming. It's just so beautiful. I'd like to really stay out here all day. Well, until it got real hot, and then I'd probably want to go in. But I just love being in the garden, and it's so rewarding on a day like today when we can just very quickly, we've not been out here very long at all. Of course, Matt did the hard work of digging the potatoes, but in a very short amount of time, get all this bounty of food to take in for our family to enjoy. It's really wonderful, and it tastes so good. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me this morning in the garden. I'm always glad when you stop by to help me celebrate Appalachia.